We're talking about movies.
Wow, 2024, a lot to look forward to. The CGI is out in full swing, and the kings of CGI, Marvel, are taking a little bit of a break this year. They're only releasing Deadpool 3, which I'm really looking forward to, and I think it'll be really good. But you're left to wonder kind of what their plan is, as they've kind of punted a lot of projects into the future, and the schedule is kind of all up in the air. They're moving it all around. What is going to come out? Now, a lot of people, a lot of channels would just complain about this and say they don't know what they're doing. It's all a mess, but not this channel. I'm going to tell you what I would do to fix it. And I'm sure Marvel cares a lot, but they should really listen to me because I think that this plan that I've come up with is pretty good. Initially, the plan was to have Captain America 4 and the Thunderbolts also released this year with Deadpool 3, but they've been pushed back into 2025. Why? I guess because they're bad. Who knows? But for now, we're left with a year with just Deadpool 3 and the Echo show announced so far, which I think will do them well. I'm not including stuff like the animated X-Men series or the Spider-Man freshman year on this because I don't think they play into the overall story. They're just like animated shows. So for this list that I'm putting together, it's just like main canon stuff. My question is, with all these shows and movies that you've just punted away, are they all just going to come out in a single year? I don't really think so. They have so many announced projects that there's no way they can all be released in the next 2 or 3 years if one Avengers movie is supposed to come out in 2026 and the other one 2027. At the end of the day, they're going to have to cancel some stuff, move some stuff around. So this is what I came up with. So apart from Echo, which already came out and was pretty mid, and then Deadpool 3, which is coming out in the summer, the only other thing that is on the radar for 2024 would be the Agatha Coven of Chaos show. Look, I get if nothing else, they've already shot it. They want to throw it at the end of the year. But do we need it? The answer is no. The same with Ironheart, which was finished back in like 2022 and they've postponed forever, probably because it's also bad. Is there any chance that it's good? No. So I would say just get rid of that. It's not what the people want to see. I'm not big into like the Iron Man spin-offs, like just have Iron Man or don't have Iron Man. So I would say if they want to throw Agatha at the end of the year, that's fine. Just have a lighter year with 3 projects, only one of them being a movie. So that's kind of what we know. Not a lot of interesting stuff there. But then into 2025, this is where they pushed everything. This is where I can get a little creative with it. So they have Captain America 4, the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, and Blade, along with the Daredevil show. Here's what that would look like at first. Not a bad slate, but it got me thinking. Spider-Man No Way Home came out in 2021. There is no way that Sony is going to wait until 2026 for Spider-Man 4. And we have to remember Sony is in charge of the release dates, not Marvel. So this is what that would look like if Spider-Man 4 was added to this list. I think there is a 0% chance that all these movies come out in 1 year. So it got me thinking, which of these things is most likely to move or be removed altogether? I think it's pretty obviously Blade, which has had a lot of production troubles already. I think if one of them is going to move, it would be that one. So this is what I ended up with for 2025, which is still a pretty solid slate of films. Would be the most excited for how Daredevil and Spider-Man connect, as it's rumored they're going to like appear in each other's shows, as Kingpin's running for mayor. And stuff like that. I think that those would be the 2 main things to look out for. I'm glad they didn't rush the Daredevil show. They gave it the time to get it right because they have to get it right. That's going to be their flagship show. I think it'll be good for them to swap over. So I think Blade will move out of 2025. Spider-Man 4 will move into 2025. So then on to 2026, this is where I got to kind of add some more of my own things. The formerly titled Avengers Kang Dynasty is scheduled to come out in 2026. That's not going to happen. With all the Jonathan Majors problems, having to recast, and all these other films that they want to come out first that they're pushing back, there's no way it's going to come out in 2026. They have a lot of non-announced sequels that I think are crucial to the Avengers 5 plot to come out first. So here's what I came up with. Shang-Chi 2. I think he's pretty important to the new film. His sequel is a few years overdue. The director left Avengers 5 to focus on it. I think that'll come out first. Same with Doctor Strange 3. I think he is super important to Avengers 5. Already established character to factor into Secret Wars. They said they were fast-tracking the third one, so I think it'll come out in 2026. Same with Blade. I pushed it back 1 year. Could be a good Halloween film. Also could potentially never come out if they don't get it together. Thor 5, they've talked about this one a little bit. I think this will also come out in this time period. Give him one more film for Secret Wars. For shows, I included the Nova Spotlight special. I think that's one that they could go ahead with. I've really toned down on the shows. I think they need to do a lot less of those. They've talked about Ryan Gosling being Nova. I think that would be a good one. I didn't include animated X-Men or zombies on here because they aren't really part of the main story, but they could be included on here as like sequels or 2025, 2026, kind of that sort of thing, because all Disney cares about is Disney Plus bucks. But yeah, so I think you'll get a lot of pre-established character sequels this year. So then on to 2027, this is where I moved Avengers 5, potentially Secret Wars Part 1 if they end up calling it Part 1 and Part 2, followed by Spider-Man 5 and World War Hulk. This could be an awesome year if they went with something like this. People really want World War Hulk. They want regular Hulk back, done with the nerfed Hulk. Take on the Illuminati. It could be awesome. Daredevil Season 2 I also threw on here because they really need to focus on that. They need to literally just do this as their only show. They don't need to do any of the other shows. Like, just focus on Daredevil, make it good. Spider-Man 5, he's going to be like the main Avenger. They need to stick with him, stick with his sequels over some of the other stuff. Then we'll move into the first Secret Wars movie, potentially the second one the year later. So what have I cut? Some of these are announced, some of them haven't been announced, but they've been rumored. Armor Wars and Ironheart, look, they're never going to capture people like Iron Man. They need to stop hovering around Iron Man without Iron Man. Either bring him back or don't. People don't want Iron Man adjacent properties, so I removed them. I do think Armor Wars would be cool if you brought back Sam Rockwell as Justin Hammer, but I mean, I don't really see the point of it. I also cut the Vision Quest and Wakanda Disney Plus shows. I just don't think they're necessary. Like I said, really cutting down on the shows. Focus on Daredevil. I don't see how they could play into the main plot as much. Plus, a lot of the Disney Plus shows are bad. I think if you did less of them, it would make the ones they focused on better. So those are the main things I took away. A lot of the other rumored stuff, just not a very good idea. Just stick to the main characters and the stuff that I put on here. So then in 2028, you could either do, if Avengers 5 is its own thing, you can do Secret Wars Part 1, or if it's Secret Wars Part 2, that would be that. You could do Secret Wars 2 parts as a separate thing in 2028 or 2029. I think it's important for them not to just cram everything into 2025 and then force Avengers 5 out in 2026, which seems like what they're trying to do, but they really shouldn't. You could set up the big street-level universe with Daredevil and Spider-Man and Kingpin running for mayor, and then you could set up World War Hulk, which would be awesome, before getting to Secret Wars, where you can bring back Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and hopefully Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So what do you guys think? Is this a good list? Is Marvel going to rush everything and keep forcing bad projects? Let me know what you would do in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for checking out the video. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks.